Yo guys, what is going on? It's GalJ007 here with another episode of D&D style RPG. I hope you guys are enjoying the series as much as I am, and if you are, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and maybe give me a like, leave me a comment. That would be awesome. Last time, we were hiding from the guards because our friend Reginald had passed away. So they're looking because they think it was us. I had ended the video without making a decision, and I really thought about it, and I am gonna start playing like a mage. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just start casting spells. So we're going to let's do the sleep. I think sleep is probably the best, since we are in an alley, and I doesn't sound like there's a lot of people looking or that are around. So maybe if it's like just a one-on-one, I would probably want to do like a sleep spell. So let's do that. Let's do the sleep spell and spend 4 mana. Okay, morale increased by 1, mana decreased by 4. Good decision. You turn and cast the sleep spell. The rider slumps over as the horse slows to a walk and then lays down as best he can in the narrow alley, falling asleep as well. Well, despite this memorable side adventure, you still feel you need to pay Siba a visit to learn what she knows of Reginald's last minutes alive. The candle shop is nearby, and soon you are standing before a wooden sign painted not with words, but with pictures of candles. After all, few can read in Ring City, or at least few in this neighborhood. Peering through the window, you see a tall man facing the shop door, hunched over a table pouring something. Wax, probably. You decide to chance going around the shop to try to see in. The alley between buildings is extremely narrow, and you have to turn sideways to fit through. There are a few metal barred windows around the sides and back, enough to let the light despite only providing a view of the neighbor's wall. Unfortunately, the windows are too high to see through. You're looking around for something to stand on for a boost when you hear crying. You know that crying is the same sob and whine you heard back at Castle Inverness when you found Siba chained up. You sidestep your way along the alley a few meters and then listen, repeating this process until you think you can tell which window the sobbing is coming from. You are about to call out to her when you hear, "Psst, you, this is not a road. Off the road." An old woman hissed from a neighbor's window. You decide she's right. This is no place to be skulking around, attracting attention. It's time to talk to Siba. What do? Sneak past the candlemaker, ask the candlemaker to see her, charm the candlemaker. Again, we're gonna go with the wizard route. I'm usually very conservative with my mana because I have no idea what's gonna happen in the future. But this time I think we just kind of need to play more aggressively with our spells. So let's do charm candlemaker. Nice. So mana decreased by 2, morale increased by 1. You walk into the front door and approach the candlemaker. "Good sir, I humbly request to see Siba." The candlemaker looks up from his work, his eyebrows raised slightly. "I am her brother, Jacob. Who might you be?" With a few kisses in the air and an arcane word, you cast a charm on him. It should not matter if he knows who you are. Little is remembered by those under enchantments. You pull off your hood and tell him your name. "My sister's rescuer!" he exclaims, dropping his work. He comes over and embraces you warmly. He then thanks you over and over until finally you put up a hand and say, "She is a good woman, and it warms my heart to have aided her. If you please, I am anxious to see how she fares now." "Ah, yes, of course. I believe I noticed her thin shadow pass me earlier as I toiled. Perhaps she rests in her chamber." He begins walking toward the door. "No, I insist. I not disturb your work. Please allow me private counsel with her. I will not be long." He smiles conspiratorially. Yes, yes, I am sure she will receive you warmly. Her chambers is the end of the hall. Following his directions, you find her door and listen. Ziba is still crying. You knock softly. Jacob, leave me be. You hear the plaintive voice from inside. The door is unlocked and you slip inside. Ziba is sitting on the bed, rocking back and forth. Her hands and arms are soaked in gore. Gods, you gasp. She looks up at you, eyes swollen with tears. You, she exclaimed. All this blood, could she be Reginald's killer? There might be more to this woman than you know. If you did kill Reginald, you may be about to die yourself. What do? Let's try to calm her down. Let's see what happens. Ziba, all is well, you say, as reassuringly as you can. Not well, she sobs. Stay away, cursed by the gods. Be calm now, you say, as you study her stained arms and dress. Normally, you would sit and comfort such a person, but you are afraid. As it is now, she is sitting and you have the advantage if it should come to a fight. What have I done? What have you done? She asked with wild eyes. Do you not know, Ziba? Ziba, do you not know what you have done? You keep using her name, hoping that this will somehow soothe her. I cannot remember. Reginald, do you remember the last time you saw him? At the inn. You hurt him. You are such a good man. Why did you hurt him? She asked you. I could not. Why is your dress stained so? You asked. I was running away from the inn, and then there was a voice, an awful voice in my soul. She then cups her hands and wails. I cannot remember. Soon you hear footsteps from the hall. No doubt her brother. What will he do when he sees you in here like this? What do you do? Cover her with a blanket, stop him in the hall. Let's try to stop him. Let's try to, stop him in the hall. Quickly, you step out the door. Ziba's brother nearly runs into you. He looks concerned. I heard shouting. What's the matter? What do you do? Ooh, I'm gonna make up a lie. I know it's so. Oh, I don't want to use more mana. I feel like we're not good liars, though, right? A charm spell worked already once, but maybe if we try it again, it's not gonna work. So yeah, we're gonna go with make up a lie. Try to conserve the mana this time. Oh, he hit me, or something happened. She has the fever. You must fetch a priest, you say. Gods of mercy, he says, and pushes past you. You grab his arm. Go quickly now, you say. I will see my sister, he says, and pulls out of your grasp. Even a charmed man will not stand by calmly when he sees his sister in such a state. You grab him again, but he pulls away and punches you so hard that you fall unconscious. When you wake, Jacob is running past you. A healer, he shouts. You have failed to keep attention from Ziba long enough to interrogate her, and now you have no time to lose. Soon, this place will be swarming with people. You rush over to Ziba, grab her by the shoulders, and shout, Did you kill him? Did you kill Reginald? Ziba cries out as though in pain, squirms for a second, and then is still. You must run now, she says in a husky voice, unlike her own. Run and hide, little rabbit. What? You stammer. They will hang you if they catch you. Do you wish to die, little rabbit? You draw your dagger, but some unseen force suddenly hurls you across the room to strike the wall. Ziba is now standing, smiling at you menacingly. What do you do? So she's possessed, bro. She's possessed. Can we maybe save her? Maybe. Do we want to just fireball her? Maybe we want to do that too. We definitely don't want to question her more. She's like being so mean and menacing. Let's run. You don't know what has come over Siba, but you don't readily see how killing her will make anything better. At the same time, sticking around here to receive further pummeling does not seem profitable either. Best to follow Siva's advice and run. Out of the shop and down the street you go. You eventually stop in an alley to rest and gather your thoughts. It seems evident that Siba was possessed by something. But what and why? Was she the instrument of Reginald's murder? At home, you have expensive and rare books on the mystical and arcane. In those pages might lie the answers. In addition, your spellbook and the majority of your gold are there. Few know where you live, as you have always kept your squalid little loft a secret for fear of someone stealing your books. If I am lucky, the city guard will not know where I sleep. I may as well have a look. You make the trek across town to your neighborhood. Rather than immediately creep into the alley and climb up the crumbling wall to the roof access of your loft as you normally do, you decide instead to first walk around the block. As you pass the alley entrance, you see the flash of metal, a guard. You turn away and keep walking, your head bent low to allow your hood to shield you. Across the street, you slip into another alley and then climb up a wall you scaled many times as a boy. Carefully, you peek over the rooftop down at your apartment and the alley accessing it. There are two guards walking aside a man in a long gray robe. That is Uxuel, the seer. Seers like Uxuel are adept at using their crystal balls to spy, called scry, upon beings. You know that the city authority often employs seers to track down fugitives. Fugitives like me, you think. In Uxuel's hand there is something. Your prized spellbook. Even from this distance, the red leather binding is unmistakable. One of the guards carries a sack filled with something. More of your possessions, no doubt. I have a home no longer, you realize. It is depressing that they found your valuables so quickly, considering the pains you took to disguise the secret compartment under the floorboards. Worse than losing your things is the thought of why they went through the trouble to find them and hold them off. Uxiel will use my book to scry upon me. Scrying spells that allow one to spy on another from a distance, usually require a possession of the target. The more dear the possession, the easier it is to track down the person the item belongs to. Uxiel is hardly the most powerful seer in the city. Nevertheless, he certainly will have no problem finding you if he uses your red book, given the countless hours you have spent studying it. One guard turns back down the alley in the direction of your loft. They have brought a ladder to access it. The other guard, whom you now recognize as William of Drakmore from the outer ring, remains with Uxiel, who is walking slowly down the street while inspecting your book. You do not know either of the men well, however you are fairly certain that Uxiel knows only divination spells, nothing that would harm you directly. William, on the other hand, is a disciplined and skilled soldier. Despite William, you decide you must get the book back. If you don't, you'll be caught soon anyway. William remains close to his charge and appears vigilant. They are nearing Baby Dragon Square, a busy intersection of the city. You scramble off the roof and hurry after them. What do you plan to do? Alright guys, so this was a longer video than usual. This is getting so complicated. I've been hurt a little bit. I've been used a lot of mana in this episode. I really don't know what I'm going to choose for this next decision. But given that, of course, the seer does not have a lot of powers, then we might have to either snatch the book like in the crowd. I don't want to use any more mana, so most likely we'll be snatch the book and we'll try it that way. But anyways, guys, again, thank you very much for all your support. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Leave me a comment of what decisions you would have done differently, and we'll see you guys in the next time. Thank you.